shy. Very, very shy. They're lightning fast. They got a nasty bite. I don't know if this light is helping or hurting. Because they're very sensitive. The reason why they have all these little hairs on them. Yeah, she's watching me, absolutely. So, oh, you could probably see those eyes glowing right there. She's absolutely watching me. Like I was saying, they're not dumb. And they get angry because they're very sensitive. They're sensitive to noise, they're sensitive to air. The reason why they have these hairs is to feel changes in the air. The webbing allows them to feel vibrations on their web. So they feel vibrations, they think it's a food item or a threat. They can tell how big the item is on their web. So if it's something small, they know how big it is by the vibrations it makes on their web. If there's an insect flying right over them, they can feel how big that insect is with these hairs that are on their body. Yeah, I like her a lot. I would not handle this species though. I don't know. I don't know. Scientists say that they don't, but then sometimes I wonder. And look, I'm not one to be too deep in conspiracies. You know what I mean? But how would one know what this species could see? Do you have to shake her food and calcium and vitamins? No, I don't. That's why I was saying, like, if I'm worried about calcium, because calcium does help their exoskeleton. If I'm worried about calcium, I would feed her like a small mouse. Then I know that she would get a lot of calcium from that. But I ask myself that a lot. How would a scientist know what this animal could see? Because insects are a part of the animal kingdom. There's no way for me to know. I can observe how she reacts, but from my observations, I've seen that they're very intelligent. If they can feel vibrations on their web, they can understand or not understand, but I guess they would have some type of interpretation from the words that we speak, because as we speak, we're creating a vibration. As the male tarantula is trying to breed the female, uh, I don't know if they're using tarantulas. They may be using a different type of spider because there's been no reported deaths by any type of tarantula. And the most venomous tarantula doesn't come from Mexico, they come from India. Like even Asia and Africa may have some really bad bites and some very venomous tarantulas, but the most venomous tarantulas come from India. Now I know in Mexico and Brazil, they do have wandering spiders though. Wandering spiders are very very venomous, and people die constantly from right now close to, I would say, if we're just talking about adult and juveniles and not slings, I would say maybe around 400. If we're talking about babies, slings, we can get close to like 3,000. Yeah, adult and juveniles. Maybe a little bit more, honestly. But if we're including babies, like if we're including stuff like this size, then I'll say around 3,000. It takes me days to feed all of these. Literally, days. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have a relatively nice size home. It's pretty spacious. Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. Like this is a baby Cyropagopus species Bachma. It looks like it's getting ready to molt though. It looks pretty fat. It may be able to eat. Let me see. And so that's why I don't go too deep with the enclosures. Like I'll make them decent, but I'm not going too elaborate. I have way too many to be doing all of that. I wouldn't have any space. I wouldn't have anywhere to put them. Like I have racks that I just roll out. So let me see if I can feed this little one right here. I think it will eat. This species has a very good feeding response. So they molt whenever they're too big for their exoskeleton. So whenever this one gets too big for its current body, it molts out of that body into a new one. Yeah, it's hungry. So you see, it wasn't even on the web, but they can feel the movements in the air. So it just grabbed that. I really don't like how this lighting is. I'm supposed to have one of the best cameras on the phone, and it's just acting like it's a Nokia or something. I don't know why my phone be trying to act like it's a Nokia. Spent all this money on this phone, and it acts like a Nokia. Hard. Yeah, it's eating it right now, so it just envenomated it and it's starting to eat it. So the babies, they eat a lot more often than the adults. I feed the babies every other day just to make sure that they are growing properly, because if they don't eat enough, they can starve. Now the adults, some adults can go, let's say 4 days without eating. Some can go 2 weeks. I have a couple that haven't eaten in like maybe 3 weeks, and nothing's wrong with them. They just are choosing not to eat. And so I know somebody had asked me, how do I know when they're molting? So if you can see this enclosure right here, this is a baby cobalt blue. It has made a web tunnel where it has gone underground, made an underground tunnel. And as you can see, every opening, this was an opening, it webbed it up. This was an opening, it webbed it up. This was an opening, it webbed it up. When you see the openings webbed up, it means that they have secluded themselves inside of their burrow, and they're getting ready to molt, or they've already molted. This protects them from any predators coming in and attacking them while they're vulnerable. No, I would say absolutely. Absolutely, a brown recluse is absolutely more dangerous. I wouldn't say I would say a black widow's more dangerous than a brown recluse, but a brown recluse is a very venomous spider. Although their fangs are kind of small to bite humans, if they're able to envenomate you, that's a very bad bite. I know people who have lost an arm, lost a leg to a brown recluse bite. Yeah, it was this one man. He used to work. I don't know if you're from anybody's familiar with Boeing. They make the aircraft. They used to be McDonnell Douglas, but they would get their plane parts from like Brazil, sometimes Mexico, and there was a brown recluse inside of the wing. They were attaching the wing to the 747. And as he was in there basically cleaning out the spider webs and getting it prepared to be attached to the plane, he was bitten by a brown recluse. So yes, absolutely. Their venom is very necrotic. And so he left, he went home, had a headache, he said. Immediately the bite it started going purple. So I want to say about 3 days later he came back in with a like a bullseye, different colors, red, purple, yellow, blue, but a bullseye. Next time I saw him, his arm was amputated. What happened to your arm, man? That damn spider. I'm like, what? They couldn't stop the tissue from dying. It was spreading, so they had to cut his arm off. And McDonnell Douglas had the nerve not to try to pay him for that. They really tried to say it wasn't their fault. Crazy. Absolutely. I think he ended up suing them. I'm not too sure. After he lost his arm, like I guess anybody would, he got really depressed. He stopped coming back. And I never saw him again. But I wished him the best, you know. Wasn't much that I can do. Yeah, it was very messed up. It was unfortunate. This tarantula is called a cobalt blue. This is actually one of its burrows right here that goes all the way down. I'm not sure why that's coming up, why it's not coming up. But you know what? I have another one that I wanted to show you. Because these babies take forever. I guess I could show you a baby GBB, Chromatopelma pupensis. And I just sold my last mature female of this after she gave me babies. I found her a new home. Yeah, it's called a green bottle blue. It's a baby though. They come from Venezuela. A very arid, the deserts of Venezuela. So small though. Maybe if I bring it up higher. I don't like it when the camera doesn't focus like that. Uh-oh. Scared it. I'll try not to scare it. These are very yeah, I'm gonna feed it. These are very food responsive, so they very much will eat. Only time it won't eat if it's getting ready to molt. I got a lot of these GBBs available. So this is another one, another GBB. So just put a baby dubia roach in there and it just grabbed it. I don't know if you see the dubia roach moving. Did anybody know that tarantulas have the ability to grow legs back? They have the ability to amputate their own leg, or if their leg's damaged, they have the ability to grow it back. Well, I got this one spider. It just killed the cricket. It didn't even eat it. Yes, it grows back after a couple molts, but it doesn't grow back the same size. It starts off as a little leg, and then with each molt after that, it gets bigger and bigger till it's normal size. It'll just keep growing larger and larger till it gets to the original size before it broke off. Oh, in Arizona, I'm located in Arizona. Kind of like by Needles. Right by the Needles, Arizona border. This species is called Sauropagopus Fresno. Okay, I'm familiar with Fresno. This species is called the cobalt blue. Old world species from Asia. This species is very defensive. If it bites you, it's gonna bite you a few times. Not once. Expect to get bit 3 to 4 times. This is her molt. This species is very venomous too. They got a nasty bite. And they're mean. I used to have a really, really large female of these. I ended up letting her go. I don't think I should have though. Yeah, I really like this species. They're pretty cool. They used to be called Halpopelma lividium. Then it had a name change to Sauropagopus lividus. That's a good question. I would have to say some of the dwarf species, like the pumpkin patch. I don't really care for those. Not because they're like a. Oh, thank you for the follow. And I would say just because I feel like they're overrated. Most tarantula breeders kind of push those off to people, and I just don't like them. Like they're a beautiful spider. I feel like they're not over the top. But it's weird because I like basic tarantulas too, like curly hairs or common pink toes. I love those. Just for some reason, the pumpkin patch tarantula just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't really like that tarantula. Although they're beautiful, I don't like to keep them. I got little babies too. Like this right here. This is called Aphanopelma species Jalisco. This one's really, really tiny. Yeah, I like scorpions. I like dune scorpions, Asian forest scorpions. I like Florida bark scorpions. I like all different types of scorpions. Death stalkers, emperor scorpions. I would have to say my favorite scorpion that's not deadly would have to be the Asian forest scorpion. But I would say my favorite deadly scorpion would have to be like the Egyptian golden scorpion. This guy right here, he got like some little gnats up in his enclosure. I don't like that, but that happens sometimes. His water needs to be changed too. Oh, so this is perfect. I know somebody was asking me about where the fangs are on a tarantula, right? So I could use this deceased male to show you where their fangs are, as well as just their overall body anatomy. All right. So these are the fangs. Let me see. Yeah, I think the scorpion's ready to eat. But if you could see this, let me see if I can get this to zoom out some. I'll zoom in. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. But these are fangs. I wish that it was a little bit. You gotta go home, bro. These are the fangs. I don't know if you can see that. That's a little better. Okay, I gotta turn this light off. It's bothering the scorpion. But if you can see, these are the fangs. And when they die, they can still envenomate you if they bite you. I wasn't trying to scare you. He probably would eat too. I did just feed him. He's cool. I like him. He could be a little mean sometimes. Just clean out his water dish. They come from Asia, so they like it humid. I didn't want to pick him up, but he keeps trying to climb out of his enclosure. I can't just let him climb out. I like him a lot. He's pretty cool. I've heard their sting hurts pretty bad too. Like it's not life threatening or anything. He's a pretty big pretty big scorpion. The thing about scorpions is you don't want to scare them, because if they start getting scared, then they start getting their stinger ready. He might be hungry. Let me see if I have something where I can feed it to him real quick without doing the most. Get back, please. I do have something I can feed him. If he was hungry, he would have for sure went and got it already. Tiger, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I got to spill his water out. That's wild. Ooh, wee. Look, y'all, I appreciate everybody for stopping by and supporting the live. But I gotta end the stream, y'all. I gotta get some rest. I gotta wake up. I'm not even gonna get any sleep. I got some meetings I gotta go to today. But I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful rising, evening, or afternoon, depending on where you are. Thank you for your support. Please follow the channel if you haven't. And I'll see you again soon. Okay, good night, good night. Team No Sleep. All right, Sunshine and Coyote, I appreciate you. I'll see you soon.